Welcome back, Rampart. This week's Kram. We're your hosts, Caleb Bozier.
And Eco Navarro.
This week has been full of awesome Spirit Week events.
Over the course of the last few weeks, the Powder Puff girls were hard at work on their practices.
With such an incredible game last Monday, we want to ask how the girls prepared for such an action-packed event.
On October 9th, some of the junior and senior girls came together at the D20 Stadium to compete in the annual Powder Puff game. This has been a tradition here at Rampart for several years now.
So Powder Puff is like a homecoming tradition that all the D20 schools do. It's basically just girls playing flag football.
We've been doing it for a while. I watched it when I was a freshman, and yeah, it's just like they play a game of football.
Both the players and the coaches are excited to participate in the game and have been looking forward to it for many years.
I saw upperclassmen previously do it, and they seemed like they were having so much fun. And I was like, when I'm an upperclassman, I'm going to do Powder Puff too.
I'm really looking forward to beating the juniors this year just because I think winning is super fun. I also think it would be a really nice thing to do my senior year just to kind of end it off on a good note.
Definitely just the practices are super fun, just seeing how they learn the plays and stuff and all the positions, and it's just really fun being out there.
Most of the players don't have any prior experience with football, which gives the coaches a great opportunity to guide them.
My dad makes me go to football games, but most of the time I'm just sitting there asking hey, what's going on? No, not at all. I don't know how football works at all.
No, but my dad is helping me, so I don't know.
I think they're doing good. As coaches, we try to simplify the game so that they better understand it, and I think they're going really well about it.
I'm looking forward to being QB1 and just having fun with my class and just getting to know everyone.
I'm most looking forward to just playing. I don't really care if we win or not, but I just think it's super fun to play.
The seniors beat the juniors with a score of 32-0, and the game was very high-spirited.
I think one of my favorite parts was definitely winning. Also, just being able to go out and compete with the juniors. I thought was really fun, and I think it was really fun to see all of the coaches' reactions to us doing really well, even though I know that they weren't really super confident in us. So
The Powder Puff game is a great way to get involved with the Rampart community, and we can't wait to see how it goes in the future. This has been Danielle Seville reporting for KRAM.
Better luck next year, juniors. We hope you all had fun.
Speaking of football, Justus Derickson has made the switch from Rampart defense to offense.
KRAM decided to do a sports profile piece on this vital part of the RHS football program.
Justus Derickson's second year on the Rampart varsity football team has seen him switch roles from offense to defense. We interviewed Justus to see how this change has affected his season and the goals he has set for himself.
Switching to defense was good for me. Going both ways, it's kind of exhausting, but I feel like I built endurance up and I'm better built for defensive ends. I really can get to the quarterback and get the running back and play hard. Individually, I want to be first team all conference for defensive end or tackle. Really just help the team out as much as we can.
We interviewed Coach Royer and some of Justus's own teammates to see how this change affected the rest of the varsity football team.
We constantly talk about Justus. He's a two-way player, so he's playing offense and defense. Rarely does he get a chance to come off the field. And the reason he can do that is because he's a warrior. We know that every single chance he has to be on the field, offense, defense, special teams, he's going to give everything he's got, and he's been outstanding for this football team. We work constantly with him about understanding the game, and he's done a real good job of taking his individual drills to group work and starting to really understand how the team concept of defense goes together. And as he does that, he keeps getting better and better each week. I think he's got a great future ahead of him. He's made such great progress from his sophomore to junior year. He's even made great progress this season. So, moving from his junior to his senior year, I think the sky's the limit.
Me and him are teammates. We've been teammates since about 6th grade, just playing basketball and other sports as well, including football. And yeah, he's just a really good friend. Yeah, so he kind of brings up the mood. So he gets everyone pumped up. He has a really good energy, and I just think that everyone feeds off of him. He's definitely improved on the football field. He's getting into more plays. He's working technique more, and he's just all around a great player. He definitely has a bigger body than other people, but he's definitely putting in the work, and he's getting there. He definitely helps me out by filling the gaps as a defensive lineman. He makes me be able to get the tackles, which obviously helps me out. So
Yeah, so like last year, like he was a good player, but like this year, I just feel like he's just got more comfortable and more experience and just more used to like what to do and when to do it and how to do it, which just improved his game overall. He's a hard worker and he's determined and committed, and he's a good player to have in your team all around, I feel like.
We wish Justice and the rest of the team luck on the rest of the season and hope they accomplish all of their goals. This has been Thomas Monty reporting for Kram.
Don't forget to support the football team at the homecoming game against Mesa Ridge Friday at 7 p.m. at D20 Stadium.
While the month of October is generally known for Halloween, it is also good to know that we are just about to finish Hispanic Heritage Month on the 15th.
We got Rainbart's take on this special month, as well as a look at the Cultura Hispana class we have at RHS.
In the past few weeks, you may have noticed decorations celebrating Hispanic culture throughout the Rampart hallways. This is to celebrate the observance of Hispanic Heritage Month, which runs from September 15th to October 15th. Classes at Rampart have been celebrating all month, especially the Cultura Hispana class run by Mr. Kennard.
We did want to try to celebrate somehow this week, so you probably noticed we've been playing music between each period and having people dance. And if they dance, they get candy, right? It's a baila dulce.
In that class, we decorated the hallways. I'm sure everyone probably saw there was banners up and put teddy bears up with like little flags, and we decorated the halls around those classrooms.
We have been talking about different people that have had an impact, whether they're musicians. We have been talking about the food and other areas that Hispanic culture has influenced.
Even outside of the classroom, students have been celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Rampart's History Club delved into the rich history of Hispanic culture, and students like Sebastian and Gorbea have been displaying their heritage in other unique ways.
I decided to pin my parking spot a Puerto Rican flag because I like to share my heritage and where I came from.
This month for Hispanic Heritage Month for History Club, we mainly just explored the history of like all the Spanish-speaking countries and like how they speak, what their culture is, what type of customs they have. It was really cool, and I just got to explore more into my identity.
Kram decided to ask firsthand why it's important to be aware of and celebrate Hispanic culture.
I think it's important to know where you came from, and I think it's fun.
We have been influenced by the Hispanic culture in many ways, so celebrating those important things they have done in music and culture and different aspects is really important.
It allows, as a country, for people to recognize each other, recognize how we're all connected, and it's like a sense of belonging, how we're not alone.
We need to celebrate not only Hispanic Heritage Month, but everyone's heritage is very important. To connect with our past, connect with our family, and understand how they celebrate and they celebrate life itself. So to me, it's a no-brainer. You need to connect with people.
Though the Hispanic Heritage Month observation is coming to a close on October 15th, it is always important to expand your horizons and learn about the various cultures around you. The Cultura Hispana class is a great opportunity to connect with the world around you and learn about the rich history of Hispanic culture. Be sure to consider taking this class in the future, or even just stop to dance for candy next year. This has been Caitlin O'Keefe reporting for KRAM.
Make sure to stop by the library to check out their display and the related books you can check out.
We've had a new ID policy in place for 2 years now, but you probably have noticed it's being enforced strictly this year.
KRAM asked why the ID policy originally changed and how students feel about it.
This year, Rampart has adopted a much stricter ID policy than in previous years. KRAM investigated why the changes were made and how students are reacting to the change.
I don't really like it because I think they are too strict on it, but it's a good policy for like making sure we check in all the students.
I think it's understandable, especially for security around the school, but I also believe that it can be upsetting for upperclassmen since they didn't have to deal with it for a few years.
So far, the ID policy has been pretty similar to last year from what I can tell. It's just they're checking a little bit more carefully.
So the change in ID policy was made because over the last couple of years we were looking at a way that we could identify all the kids coming into the building, not just by going by sight. So we implemented this new policy where we check the IDs, and that's pretty much it for safety and security, to make sure we know who's coming and going.
Actually, we started the ID policy last year. It is
basically that students have to have their ID on them at all times and present that at the door when you're coming in from lunch to school. Anytime you are to have your student ID with you.
So if a student forgets their ID, the first thing we do is we send them through the front door here at the kiosk. They'll check in at the kiosk. One of our officers will check them on IC and mirror up them with their picture to make sure that that student is a student assigned to Rampart High School.
The pros to it is that it keeps the school safer and it helps the security guards know faces more, but it also is difficult for people to always have their ID on hand, especially if they don't have a wallet on them at all times, like freshmen or sophomores that don't drive.
I think it's well within the responsibilities of the student to actually keep their ID on them. And I think that the responsibility of keeping an ID is important to how a person can grow and responsibility. So I honestly think it's a great change.
I think that right now we have a good balance between how much time it takes to get into the building and how much security we're having.
I think it's working well. Just like anything, it's kind of hard to turn a ship when you're in full motion. But yeah, it's achieving its goal and it's working. So we just got to keep moving forward and keep working at it.
If a student loses or forgets their ID, they can come up to the dean's office and I would be happy to reprint an ID. ID replacements are $5 and they get charged to your account.
If you need a new ID printed, please go to room 218, the dean's office, to get a new one. This has been Nathaniel Bergstrom reporting for Kram.
Make sure that in the future you come through the door with your IDs ready.
That's all for this week's Kram.
We hope you had a great Spirit Week, and we'll see you here Saturday at 7 p.m. for the homecoming dance.
This is Caleb Mosier.
And I'm Miko Navarro, signing off.
Shameless plug. Go to at Instagram E_X_0_A_R_T. That's my art account. Follow me and like all my stuff.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for next week's Kram.
Get out of here.
That's a shameless plug.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Amazing! Never back down. Never give up.
Hey, are you working on the project?
Oh, totally, dude.
You sure? You've been sitting here for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm almost done. Don't even worry about it.
Okay, fine. Oh, I forgot to mention. Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing. I'm just working on the project.
Okay.